Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on our show this week. Each Monday we have different organizations and different individuals come in to talk to us about what's going on around our broadcast area. And we have some great organizations and a lot of facilities here that small towns, many places, do not have. So we do appreciate you joining us on the show. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with Dr. Rodney Arnold from North Arkansas College. He's over the foundation, and they've got always good things going on there. We'll be back in a moment.
A hint of autumn is in the air, and the staff at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop invites you to stop in and browse their selection of new fall and holiday gift ideas. Check out their new line of organic grow kits, including basil, thyme, sage, rosemary, and many more. For you Razorback fans, Sisters has a large assortment of mugs, trays, banners, clothing items, and accessories. From fall and holiday floral arrangements, unique centerpieces, colorful wall decor, or exquisite serving pieces, Sisters has just the right item for any occasion. Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Anais, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first guest in the studio today is Dr. Rodney Arnold. Thank you for coming in.
Hello, sir. How are you? It's been a while.
We haven't seen each other in about 3 or 4 days.
That's right.
Dr. Arnold and I, we see each other at the golf course quite often. He likes to play golf, and I do too. And we see each other a lot, and he lives out on the golf course there and has a great family. So we're glad to have you. I'm sure by now that you've settled back in. Good old Valley Springs boy that you were.
That's right.
Get to and by the way, on a personal note, I got to meet your father. They were having a get together, and you were playing golf?
My aunt and my dad was in over the past weekend, and the Arnolds invaded the golf course on Saturday.
The Arnold family was there.
I think there was about 20 of us.
Actually, I guess Roy introduced me to your father, and we got talking a little bit because I had moved here from Atlanta, and he's from Atlanta area. I lived in the Sandy Springs area down there, just outside the Loop. But anyway, he was telling me he'd been there for a long time, and nice area of the country down there.
It is.
Looked like you guys were having a lot of fun.
We had a great time.
That's good. It's good to have family together like that. JPH lecture series, the John Paul Hammersmith lecture series, has been going on at North Arkansas College for some time. Obviously, the late John Paul Hammersmith, well known across the country, congressman for many, many years, and this is his home. And he decided to get maybe get a little history on that. I know you haven't been there since it began, but
you bet.
It's quite I like that. So,
I think the lecture series has been going on for a little over 15 years now, is my understanding. And we have former Attorney General John Ashcroft will be coming up on November the 15th to speak at North Arkansas College. He'll be the 27th speaker within the John Paul Hammersmith lecture series. And what we have tried to do over the years is to have 2 speakers, one in the fall and one in the spring, come and speak at North Arkansas College. Congressman Hammersmith and a number of his friends, several years ago, they established an endowment that helped offset some of the expenses in order to host speakers that come to North Arkansas College and provide a lecture on various aspects of our culture, our country, and our economy. We've had a number of speakers in the past, artists, politicians, educators, environmentalists, and just a wide spectrum. We had this past spring, we had Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shops. He was here, and so we're good to have another Missouri connection with Attorney General Ashcroft coming to speak in a couple of weeks.
If I remember reading something here, I guess John Ashcroft actually, I guess he was born maybe in the state of Illinois or Chicago area maybe, and then they moved to Springfield, Missouri.
That is right. It's my understanding. His father was a minister and actually moved to Springfield. I think established a church, or at least through his religious affiliation, but also was the college president at Evangel University. And I know Mr. Ashcroft presently has very strong ties with Evangel University. And, he was governor of Missouri and also a U.S. senator at one time as well, representing the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
So,
actually, I had forgotten about that till I read some information that that you've sent me. That the kind of the history of John Ashcroft, and he has quite a storied history.
He does, and his lecture is going to be on those principles, those founding principles that we all live by, that have made America great over the last few centuries.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's also going to bring it and make it relevant in today's terms as well, and identify and address those moral issues that we are conflicted with as a country, and how those moral issues of today are impacting those founding principles that made our country great.
It
should be interesting.
If you think about that position that he held, he was during the George W. Bush era, and I was looking to see, he was the 79th U.S. Attorney General from 2001 to 2005 under George W. Bush.
And he was Attorney General, it's my understanding, during his President Bush's first term in office.
In office, yeah. So, he's got, I'm sure, a lot of stories to tell.
I would think that we'll have a pretty good crowd. The election will have passed 1 week whenever he speaks. So it'll be very timely. Hopefully things will have calmed down by then, however the election turns out.
Boy.
So I think it'll be very timely and very interesting, and it's a free event to the public. Again, it's on Tuesday, November the 15th. Starts at 7 p.m. and it'll be located in the Durand Center on the center campus of North Arkansas College.
If you think about it, Rodney, about the lecture series itself, again, about 15 years it's been in progress, and some of the names, I was trying to kind of think back, maybe if you remember a few, but when you think about having a Johnny Morris come and talk, and how Bass Pro Shops got started. I mean, the history, and I'm sure John will tell about how he got started in his education, and then getting his doctorate degree and so forth. And he went to Yale University, I think
so.
But it's interesting to see how some of these figureheads across the country, and as you mentioned, artists, musicians, politicians, business people, to get them to come here and to talk, again, free of charge. And these people many times get big bucks for going to some of the bigger cities and putting on a conference or something.
They do. There are expenses involved,
yes,
in order to bring Mr. Ashcroft here. And,
yes.
Fortunately, we have that endowment that was established by Congressman Hammerschmidt and some of his friends in order to make this this venue possible for people here in northern Arkansas. The spirit of the lecture series is educational and informative. We've had speakers in the past that have been involved in politics, but I like to assure the public that this is not intended to be a partisan event, but an educational event. And we'd like to believe that, Mr. Ashcroft is a speaker that Congressman Hammerschmidt would have had in mind if he were still here today, in order to come in and address, moral and principal issues that are our country is addressing today. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, addressing those types of issues really doesn't matter what party you're affiliated with.
Well, certainly the late John Paul Hammersmith was one of those gentlemen. He was well-liked, well-respected, was in Washington, D.C. for many, many years, but, as far as I know, never really got involved in any of the inner workings of Washington, D.C. that you don't like to hear about sometimes. He stayed above board and did a fantastic job for his district.
True man of distinction.
He was. We've got about 4 minutes, so let's hit on a couple of other things. What's going on you got the big basketball tournament coming up?
Basketball tournament coming up.
In 2017.
In 2017, North Arkansas College will be hosting the Women's Division II National Championship for community colleges.
Yes.
And that's going to be March 21st through the 26th, I believe.
I believe that's right.
There are going to be activities that start on Monday, but basketball games start on Tuesday. And we have our national championship sponsors. Would like to recognize Magnus Toyota, along with Community First Bank, or soon to be Equity Bank. Sure. They are going to be our national tournament sponsors. We're expecting to bring in several thousand people for this week-long activity. It's going to have a significant economic impact to our local economy.
Absolutely.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau, Harrison CVB, they are significantly assisting us with this project. So we're excited. It's going to be a 3-year commitment, and we're just excited to be hosting the national tournament. We're in the process of we're looking for honorary coaches. We have sponsorship levels at $1,000. If you or your business would like to be integrally involved with the National Basketball Tournament, we'd love to talk to you.
That'd be great. Well, that'll be something for a town this size to be able to host that level of tournament. And I know it's at the JUCO level, but still you've got teams from all over the United States that will be coming here, and people from all over the United States. So.
They do. We're centrally located here in the U.S., and so a number of, it'll be a 16-team tournament, and it'll be double elimination. So there will be a number of people here for several days, with the culminating event, the national championship game.
Yeah.
On that Saturday night.
That's fantastic.
We're excited about that.
That'll be great.
It's going to be something new for us.
Got a couple minutes. I know you're kind of looking at improving your baseball fields.
We are.
And then maybe some campus housing, doing a little study right now, and that would be something that would really bring our school to another level.
Dr. Esters is, he's our new college president. He's been with us now for several months. Yes. And, he made a very key observation. There are 2 or 3 things whenever you come onto the South Campus at North Arkansas College that you see firsthand. And, that one of the main things you see right out of once you first enter on the campus is the Bill Baker Amphitheater.
Oh,
that's just such a wonderful venue. And then we have the JPH Conference Center. But as you continue on around,
you got the fields.
You see the baseball field, and it's in need of improvement and renovation, and so that's something that we're looking at doing.
That will come about, and then hopefully housing at some point in time will come about. And so
absolutely.
College here, we're so fortunate to have North Arkansas College. It is your college. It's a junior college, but it employs a lot of people, and it does a great job for our communities around us here. So, we had plenty to talk about. We've run out of time already.
There you go.
I knew we would. Rodney, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you in Harrison. You're doing a fantastic job here. It's good to have you as a friend and see you a lot, and keep up the good work. And don't forget about the lecture series coming up. Again, that is at 7 p.m. Tuesday, November 15th. And it will be Attorney General John Ashcroft as the speaker.
Free to the public, so please come on out.
Come on out and enjoy. I'm sure you've got some great words of wisdom. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a couple of young ladies from the Boone County Library about lots of things going on for the month of November.
There's no gift like the present, and there's no present like one gift wrapped with a shiny Shelby sticker. Did you know that Harrison is home to one of the largest gift boutiques in Arkansas? That's right. For the past 39 years, Shelby's has been the 7,500 square foot home to trendy, affordable, and unique gifts. From the kitchen to the crib, we have it all. Come by the store and let the Shelby's gals personally help you find the perfect gift and wrap it up for anyone on your list. Join us November the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th for our annual holiday open house and enjoy 20% off. Shop local, shop Shelby's.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Back on another Connection show here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us this week on our show. Our next guest in the studio today from the Boone County Library. We've always had different people from the Boone County Library come in almost every month because of all the activities. These two individuals have not been on our show so far, and we hope to see them many times in the future. Beth Kaffenberger, you got it right, and Jason Davis, both with us today. Beth, why don't you maybe to start with, tell us a little bit about yourself, when you started, and kind of why you got into the library business.
All right. I guess I've been here working with the library since August.
Okay.
But previously, I've been in Nairobi, Kenya, working at an academy there, teaching over there. But due to family, I moved back for at least a year. And so I was just looking for something to do, and library was hiring. And so I went ahead and applied.
So what did you do specifically in Nairobi?
I just taught history at a high school there.
Very good. That had to be quite an experience.
Yes, it was. I was there for 3 years.
3 years.
So, yeah, really enjoyed it.
That's those kind of experiences overseas. I've used to travel as a buyer, so I know how that goes. Jason, a little bit about you. You've been around down there for a while, haven't you?
Well, off and on. I am predominantly a freelance filmmaker and a novelist. I'm a published author. And so I had worked there before I went to college in Los Angeles, which is where I'm from. And so I left for a couple of years to go and do that, and I was in film school there. And I came back here for personal reasons, for family. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks, and it's been 3 years.
Well, you both got the same story here. Looks like came back for family, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, family, obviously. Well, that's good. So quite different here than in Los Angeles, obviously. Small town living, but that's good. You bring experiences, I'm sure, from the metropolitan area to a small town that helps a lot. And I know you said you were involved in the theater company. Let's talk about the Food for Fines program, and I think you do that every year, but maybe explain that a little bit.
Okay, well, basically what you, if you have fines for overdue books, those are the only fines that you can clear for overdue books, so not anything else. You can just bring in non-perishable food. We want to make sure that it's clean and not expired, of course, so canned goods or whatever. And also we're accepting unused or unopened, like baby diapers, baby wipes, formula, just kind of like that. Toys even, if you want. And from like 1 can will equal, you can pay up to from 1 cent to I think it is $2.
Okay. It's $1 per can, but just to clarify, but it goes if you have like a pack of ramen that has multiple in it or things like that.
Cool, right. That's good. Now what do you once you get the non-perishable, where's it going to?
Just area food banks.
Food banks. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Good for everybody. They make of course, they don't have to pay cash for their fines, but they also are helping people that need help with the program. Native American Month, November. I'm not sure what that is. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's National Native American Month, so every month there's normally something that month represents, and November is Native American Month. Right now, we're still working on the programs for that we're going to have at the library. But what we do know is that we will have some representatives there from the Quapaw tribe. They're based out of Oklahoma, so they'll be coming in and hopefully putting on a couple programs for us. Also, going to have some displays in our display cases and possibly even the mezzanine around. But for further information, just, I guess, check the website and keep your eyes open.
Are you used to put out like a written...
A newsletter.
Do you still do that?
Yes,
for each month? It kind of tells what's...
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can someone sign up for that? To get
yes, they can sign up. They can sign up at the front desk of the library. They could send an email. The email would be outreach@boonecountylibrary.org. Okay. If they want to sign up, just request to sign up for the newsletter.
Email. Well, that's great. Jason, some of the programs that maybe you get involved in, tell us a little bit about.
Yes. Well, I am the head of programming upstairs, so it means I do all of the children's stuff aside from story time for the littler ones. But I have after-school program on Thursdays at 3:45, which is 6 to 12-year-olds predominantly. If we have older ones come in, we let them. And the same thing with the teen programs that we have at the same time on Tuesday nights. You know, sometimes we'll have younger kids come in for those. But so I have those two programs, and then I have family days on Saturdays at 11 a.m., which is really great for the community, you know, to kind of get more people who might not be able to come in during the week when they have different functions or job, you know, work impedes them, different things. So we're coordinating some things for Native American History Month, obviously, so that everything, you know, upstairs, but it's also Inspirational Role Models Month. So we thought that would be something really great to do for the kids, you know, to kind of get kids involved, not just with the community, but, you know, kind of be thinking about where they wanted to go in the future and who inspires them to do different things. So we'll have a couple programs on that. We are also going to have a program that specifically there's a program set up where you can write letters to the next president. And since we're having an election coming up pretty soon,
very interesting.
An interesting election to say the least. We won't comment on that.
No.
Well, we have that for the teens, and we're going to have a family day for that as well, where they can write letters.
Cool.
And that we can actually send in. I'm not exactly sure where they go, who actually reads them, but it is a program set up, a government program where you can write letters and send them in, and they go to Washington.
You're not going to email those, are you?
No.
Just thought I'd throw that. Do you see, you know, generations really change and have changed a lot since my generation? When I was a child, and actually grew up in Harrison and moved away for many, many years, but the Boone County Library was in existence then. It was not in the same location, but if the young people today, do you see them, is it difficult to get them involved in your programs, or you have a group, is there still that desire?
Not as much as you would think. The younger ones especially are really, really great. They just have such a, you know, it always amazes me when we have programs and you don't really have to give them instruction. They just go with it. They have these huge imaginations. It never ceases to amaze me. The teenagers, we have to do a little bit more outreach to kind of, because again, like what you said, there's a misconception that it's just a bunch of books in a room and people go, and so we kind of want to break that down and get more people to see that we do a lot of really great things and for the community and for teenagers, and we have really fun programs for them. So,
you know, another thing that I know some people utilize the library for, but you know, if you think about the evolution of the libraries, not just here but other places, from just soft and hardback books to now with the computer systems and the internet, and you know, you can do anything from, again, do your taxes. I know people can go down there and get the right forms and do that, or family history, genealogy is a big thing, I know, anymore. But the thing about it is, by going there, you can do all this without any cost, you know, and with the economy like it has been for several years, some people maybe can't afford a computer at their home or can't afford the internet or whatever. And so those kind of, you know, what you're doing there is very helpful.
And we even have, in the children's department, we have tablets that are designed for learning when they're different age groups, and they can check them out. They can't leave the building. They have to stay in the building, but we have a lot of kids who come in and, they have different programs and games and just fun stuff that they can do on the tablet. And they're designed to kind of help stimulate early learning, and that's really great for them.
Well, and as you know, to most schools now, everything's gone to internet-based and tablets. The elementary kids are using them in their schools now. So
I think I was the last generation who'd had a typing class on a typewriter. So.
I hadn't thought about that. It's been a long time ago. Typing on a typewriter, yeah. Somebody was talking one day about, did you get a fax? And I'm thinking, faxes are really not really doing much faxing anymore. Everything's email, type stuff. But
as a novelist, I still use a typewriter every day. It's so much easier for me.
And you're get used to it and so forth. What else? Anything else for the month of November that you want to talk about as far as the library goes? We've got a few minutes. Holidays.
Yes. We will be closed November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
Okay.
And then also the 24th and the 25th for Thanksgiving.
Okay. So those
are the three
in the near future for November.
Yes.
You'll be open Election Day, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Is there, if somebody wanted to join the library, what is the cost? You can get a card, right?
You can get a card, yeah. All you need to do is show two, proofs of your current address. Yeah.
Okay, form of identification.
Of your current address. So.
And that's for Boone County and the surrounding counties. It's free. If you live out of state or one of the far neighboring counties, it's $20 a year.
Okay, so it's free to Boone County.
It's free to this area. Yes.
To this area, okay. Because you really do service. I know it's Boone County Library, but I'm sure you get people from like Newton County, for instance, and maybe Marion County, and that maybe border Boone County. That I would assume that probably use the facilities.
Yes, and they are more than they are free to use and then. Like Beth said, you just have two forms of identification with a current address, and we can get you set up.
Do you see more? Do you think people are checking books out less and less with the electronic media these days, or do you still see? Is it pretty good? Does people still like to touch and feel a book?
They certainly do. I was at the front desk for a long time before I took over programming. And of course, you'll always have an older generation of people who just some of them will flat out refuse, and that's perfectly fine to have an electronically. I totally understand it.
Right.
As a writer, I personally prefer a physical book, and I see that with a lot of kids, especially in the young adult department. And the young adult fiction is extremely popular right now. It's 30% of movies in Hollywood are young adult fiction. So. That's and everybody wants to go back and read the books, but I see more people coming for a physical book than I do asking about internet, downloadable, which is a service we offer. You can download ebooks from our library if you have a card.
Wow. Well, I think that's probably good news. So even though we've evolved into lots of different things over the last decades, people still do like to get a book and sit down and read a book or whatever, it's still the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything pretty well, and we're about to run out of time. Did I miss anything, or did we cover everything pretty well? I'm glad you both came in today, and it was nice to meet both of you. And hopefully, we've always tried to have somebody from the library come in once a month and be on our show to kind of update people, because you have so many different programs and so forth. So we do appreciate it. Beth Keffenberger, I got it right, and Jason Davis, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on our Connection show today. We hope we got some information out to you that perhaps you didn't know about. And we do appreciate all the organizations that come in to be on our show each Monday here on Connection. Thanks for joining.